Evening, everyone. It's a little after 7 on Tuesday, the 23rd. This is my video number 298, and it's your closing comment for today. Today was kind of an interesting day after we had Monday's deep decline, closing on the high and up on the day. We had some conflicting reports from Mr. Navarro saying that the China trade deal was dead, followed by Mr. Trump's tweeting that, in fact, it was not. That took the futures from down about 400 last night to a high pre-open of up about 300 in the Dow. On the day, the Dow actually, during regular trading, only got up about 220 and seemed to run out of steam there, as did the NASDAQ, which ran up 150, driven by exactly the names that you would expect, Apple and Amazon and several of the other big names, which also closed a little off their highs, but still up substantially on the day. I'll get back to that in a second. The S&P, you can see, had a very wide range also last night till this morning, with a range of 30.60 all the way up to 31.45, closing, around the middle and up on the day. Tonight we are down about $10 in the futures. Not terribly concerning to me after that reversal on Monday and the fact that we had the 50-day going through the falling 100-day moving average to the upside. So that cross is very encouraging. But clearly we need to get through. We need to close above, let's call it about 31.30 or so, or break to the upside during the day above 31.50, 31.40, the highs for today, Friday, Tuesday, and Monday of last week. This on a weekly basis shows it very clearly. And, we could draw a downtrend line here, but it doesn't really matter. This is a very nice little consolidation, and we'll have to see how that breaks. Another chart I want to show you tonight is the oil, which lost about 35 cents today to close, back down around 40.37. It's a little softer tonight, also around 40. Right now, 40 exactly, down another 37 cents. So that's about 0.5%. But what's interesting here is that we have all these closes and these tops all around the 39.75, 39.5 level. And if we hold those, I believe we're going to work higher. The last chart I want to show you tonight is the gold. It was a very exciting day there, and in fact it's been a very exciting week in the gold. We're in Newmont, but the fact of the matter is it's governed by the gold. So this is the weekly, and it's a chart that I've shown you repeatedly about the last 2.5 months, with all of these tops in about the same area, 1760 or so, and all the bottoms and only 2 closes below 1700. Going back to the daily, I'll show you what this really looked like for us. We've had a couple of very strong days. We came off the trend line here, and this is Friday, and on Friday we closed just above 1750, but we still had to close above these highs in the neighborhood of 1760, 1768, etc., which we came very close to yesterday, and today burst through. This is really dynamic. This is the highest close that we've had on this recovery. The other high closes are in the 1840 area, I believe, and those go back to 2011. Tonight we're up $1.10, and we've been a little bit higher at 1783.30. So we're pretty close to the highs here. Very interesting. Okay, so in the news today, we had, at the close, we had Dell making an announcement that it's going to spin off their 80%, 81% position in VMware, which they acquired when they acquired one of the other firms. I'm trying to remember which, but I don't. In any event, this spinoff to the shareholders is worth about $50 billion. So that's pretty substantial. And Dell was trading around, let's see, closed around 49.01. And then since then has been as high as 59.38. The last is 57.90, which is up $8.82 or 18%. VMware had closed at 149.23, up $1.23. Since the announcement, it's traded as high as 166. The last is 162.48, which is up 13.26 or 8.9%. There was also another announcement that SoftBank is selling its stake in T-Mobile, and the way that it's worked out for them is T-Mobile closed at a new high today at 107.16, and that is roughly a $32.6 sale, billion-dollar sale for SoftBank. Apple, as I said, was up about $7.50. Amazon was up 50 or 1.9%. Bonds were down about 0.3%. As I mentioned here, the gold was up 15.60. Oil, as I mentioned already, was down 0.5%. U.S. dollar was down about 0.4%, and Bitcoin had a very short range day today and finished at 96.60, which was up $75. Another one of the names that was highly in the news today was Inovio. INO. This is a stock that I started writing up in the daily notes back in March when it went from 4 to 19, settled back around 7, and then spent the last month and a half or so moving back up to the $13 to $15 area. It closed yesterday at 15.30. And the news today was that the government is going to finance their development of a vaccine. The stock was as high as 22.68 and closed at 21.57, up $6.27, or right around 41%. Very nice day. That's really about it. I'm a little bit concerned about today's action only because we've been so much higher, specifically in the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ today was only 6 to 5 advances. New York was only 4 to 3. But the difference in the volume today in the NASDAQ was 5.6 billion compared to 4.4 yesterday, which is fairly strong volume even to begin with there. So, we have roughly a 30% increase in volume on a day where we closed about mid-range. That's somewhat concerning. It's also concerning that we've gotten a couple of stocks that are in parabolic moves to the upside, specifically Apple, although Microsoft is also making new all-time highs, but it is not running quite so straight up as the Apple has over the past couple of weeks. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Again, if you like the work, please hit subscribe. Thanks.